Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the monkey. However, before we start, I would like to just firstly apologize for how late this reading is. It has been a while, but there is a reason for that. I've been very busy, and my routine and schedule doesn't necessarily allow me enough time to do the readings every single week. And I know it's only one monkey reading for you, but for me it's 12 readings every week, and it was just getting a little bit too much, just because it's just a busy time of year for me. So instead of stopping and going on a break, which I don't want to do, simply because I do enjoy this, and I do like doing the readings, I've decided that I'm going to do them once a month instead. Because I'm going to be doing them once a month instead, I will be doing 9 cards instead of 3. So I'm going to take away what I was doing on Patreon, and I'm now going to do that on YouTube, just for free. Just here, 9 cards as a one reading a month kind of deal. The Patreon is still active, so you can still sign up to that. You won't get anything for it necessarily, but it will show support for the channel, and the readings that I do. It will also be put in a pot, and we're gonna basically collect enough to design and create our own deck, our own Chinese Zodiac deck. So if that's something that you would like to support me in, then you can follow that Patreon link below. Obviously, in future, the readings won't be as long as this particular video, because you won't have to put up with hearing me talk about what I'm doing and how I'm changing it. And I can't give you a definitive date or day of when I am going to do the reading. So if you hit that subscribe button, then at least you'll get a notification of some description to tell you that the reading is up. But I am aiming to do them over the course of a month, so yours won't necessarily be at the beginning of the month. It will actually be at the end of the month. And I should have really done this before June started, but as I say, it's so busy at the moment trying to catch up and find the almost half an hour it will take to do this one video. I anticipate that it's going to take a lot less than that in the future. I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes, which is a lot more doable when I can spread those 12 readings out over the course of a month, rather than try and cram them in one week and then straight away the next week, try and do it again. And before it was relatively easy, but now it's becoming a lot harder. But I do enjoy it, as I say, and that's why I want to continue to do it, and I want to explore more into it. So for the previous readings that I've done, obviously they've all been told what's happening. I kind of feel sorry for like the boar and maybe the dog and pig people. They're right at the end. I don't even know when I'm going to get to them. Probably the end of June. But I do enjoy it, so I want to continue doing it. It's just, trying to fit it in with all the other stuff that I've got going on. And the way it's going to work is basically I'm going to do a 9-card reading, if you like. 3 to begin with, which will be the general kind of reading, and a reading that will sort of be very similar to the weekly readings. The next 3 will be kind of love, romance, relationship, marriage kind of orientated cards, and the last 3 will be sort of money, finance, jobs, careers, that kind of aspect. So far it's been going okay. This is all new to me as well, so we'll get on with it, and then you'll see what I mean. It's all exactly the same, so I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to shuffle these up, I'm going to move them all around, mix them all about, and I'm then going to stop when it feels about right and pick 3 out. So I'm going to take that one from the bottom, that one from the middle, and that one from the top. What have we got? We have got 2 whites. I don't know if you can see it because I've got some glare there, but we've got 2 positives and a negative. Just like always, white doesn't always mean it's all right, and black doesn't always mean that there is an attack. It all depends on the compatibility. That will never change. We're just going to move those up there for now, and then we're going to basically, we're just going to shuffle them up again. We're going to move them around, and we're going to shuffle them around again until it feels right, because this time we're going to put in some intent of, I don't know, guidance or some sort of wisdom based around what you're going through, I suppose, in your own relationship. Everybody resonates with it differently, and if you've been watching long enough, you'll know why you have been, I guess. I just read the compatibilities, basically. That's what I do, and it just seems to work. I can't figure out why. That's what makes this very individualistic, I guess. Very unique. Anyway, let's stop about there, and we're going to take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? We have got a positive and two negatives, a white and two blacks. Again, same principle. White isn't always all right, black isn't always an attack. It's going to depend on those compatibilities. Should really try and figure out what to do about the glare though, but we've already begun, so let's just battle on through it, shall we? Let's shuffle these up again, and this time we are going to put that intent in there for finance, money orientated stuff. What are the messages? What do you need to know? Let's find out as we shuffle these cards around, move them all about, and let's stop about there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we got three positives. It's not two. We've got three positives, all in the white. So we can be a bit optimistic with that. However, white isn't always all right. That will never change. I'm just going to keep saying that now for a little while, just so we know that we don't have to get all upset when those negatives come in, and we don't have to be all overexcited when those positives come in. It can lead to disappointment that way. Let's just move these down. So they're your finance cards. And we're going to move this down, which is your romance cards. And then we're going to bring these into set. So we've got the two positives and the negative. Let's flip them over. Let's see what we got. The dog card. Not a bad card for a monkey person as far as it goes. In general, there's no real animosities between the dog and the monkey. So this is actually quite a good card. And I think right now, this card is representing boundaries. It's representing some kind of, I'd say, defensiveness, just in general, just being a bit defensive. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's giving you the opportunity to kind of think about what you need to do, or more importantly, what you need to say. Communication is a thing at the moment, and you're not speaking unless you've thought it through in some aspects. I think because there's not a lot of conflict here, it's hard to run up against that kind of conflict until you've been there. So so to speak, you could, in your head, have this idea, have this speech, have what you need to say or what you need to express, and you could have the worst case scenario in your head of, well, that's the response I could get, but you can't actually predict that 100%. You can't get it right 100%. You don't really know what's going to happen or what's going to be said in reply or in response, or in some cases what reaction it's going to have. So having your boundaries up is good. Thinking about things before you speak is probably a good thing. Just don't assume you'll know the response. You don't really know how that thing or that some situation is gonna go, no matter how clever you think you are. It could end badly. It could end badly. However, you will get some kind of respect from this. You'll get respect either way. You'll almost command more respect. Catalyst card. Things changed. Things are phasing. Things are going from one thing to another. A chapter is ending, and a new chapter is beginning. Now, the sheep and the monkey aren't necessarily the best compatible. They're not. However, I don't think it needs to be compatible with you right now, because the change is something that is, I was going to say memorable, but that's not the word I was looking for. It's something like it's got to happen. It needs to happen. It's something that's going to shape the next step, the next phase. It's something that's going to, sometimes these things can be catastrophic. Sometimes they can be minuscule and you don't even notice them. But these little changes, these big changes, no matter the change, is a change anyway. So if it's big or small, it doesn't matter. The change is a change either way. And that change is going to create an entirely new environment for you. So the compatibility doesn't necessarily matter, because you're gonna get thrust into it. You're gonna get thrust into it, so to speak. Even if this was a more, I'd say, positive or a more compatible catalyst card, I think, let's say the pig. If this was a pig catalyst card, then potentially things would be different. They would be different. Or, you know, it would happen slower. It would happen in some ways, I don't know how to express it, but it would happen either way, just either slower or, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter the catalyst card. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's going to happen. It just so happens that this one is one that's going to thrust you into it relatively quickly, and it may take you by surprise on how much quickly changes, how much you'll spiral, how much you're going to see the negatives now. I think that's the best way of putting it. The change is opening the door, and when the door is open, you're going to see exactly all the changes and things happening before your eyes. It will then be your decision to make a decision or to decide what is it that you're gonna save? What is it that you're going to adapt to? All these changes are happening right now. Which ones are you going to adapt to be a part of, and which ones are you going to just allow to cease to be or to exist in your reality? Because everything around you is your reality, and you have that choice now to remove the things that you don't want in that reality, and you can focus on the things or the changes that you want to be a part of. You don't necessarily have to be a part of every single change, no matter what changes are happening. It's like this goat's come in, kicked down the door. There's all these things now scattered all over the floor. You can choose what you pick up, and you can choose which ones you leave behind. That's probably the best way to put it. Ox card in the negative. Not necessarily good for anybody, that one. Not necessarily good for anybody, that one. The monkey and the ox, they do have reservations about each other. So again, compatibility not great, but we are looking at a stubborn card here. We're looking at a overthinking card, an overbearing card, and that's not going to be good for your monkey personality. It's going to restrict you. It's definitely going to restrict you, and unfortunately it's coming from that change. Again, the change that's happening. This ox card is suggesting a very painful process. A very painful process of picking up broken pieces that could be very, very sharp, and they could cut very, very deep. And the ones that you pick up have to be worth it. They have to be worth the cuts. They have to be worth the pain to carry them. But unfortunately, you are barefoot, and the bits you leave behind, you have to walk over, and they're equally as sharp, if not sharper. And as you walk away, you are going to have other pain, because all of this is going to be painful. It's going to be very slow. It's going to be very unpredictable, and you may find yourself very unpredictable. This is a card that suggests a journey, and that journey isn't going to be easy. However, it's a lot easier for you than it would be other personality types. You're a very intelligent person. Your mind works differently to others, and you are a doer. And getting things done is one of your strengths. And even when things are emotionally crippling, or things do feel, as I say, painful, and not only are you carrying these broken shards, trying to hold on to them, but you're also walking over the broken shards of things that you're leaving behind. This isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And that emotional strain of carrying it all, doing stuff, getting stuff done, distraction, that could actually help you figure things out. It could help you occupy yourself enough for your mind just to calm down and just to give you a break. It could. It could be the key to unlocking that answer it's up there. You have the answer up there, and it's in there, in that mind of yours somewhere. Overthinking about it, though, is caused it to escape your attention. Maybe you've even forgotten what the question was, but the answer is up there. And maybe just doing stuff, getting things done, keeping busy, that could clear your mind enough for you to be able to discover it again, or at least discover it for the first time, and be able to answer that question, or to do that solution, solve that problem, or, you know, do something more progressive. But right now, unfortunately, it is going to be a very slow and painful journey. And we'll find out how you get on with that next time when we come back and do that reading again, next reading for you guys. But we will now move on to the next three. So we're going to bring those up. Same principle, same as before. White isn't always all right. Black isn't always an attack. We're going to flip them over and see what we've got. But this time, relationships and romance and things like this. We got the horse card there. It's in the positive, so that's a good start. But it is moving, which again could be seen as good. A white horse is always moving forward. The monkey and the horse, they are able to cooperate to a certain degree. So the compatibility is touch and go. The positive horse, however, does push it into the favour of it's not a black horse stuck and stagnant. We won't speak too soon because obviously we've got these two negatives looking forward, to look forward to. But the horse itself is moving. It's moving on from something. So it's almost like you're preparing yourself to let go, or you're in this preparation stage, or finalizing that preparation stage to let go and leave something behind, which, if we look at the general reading, would suggest, it's not just one thing, or, it's definitely something. It could also be something in that relationship sense. You are stepping away, not necessarily leaving, but you're just stepping away, packed. Now the bag is at the door at this point. The saddlebags are on the horse. The horse and the monkey, as I say, they can cooperate. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. It's kind of like a whatever your reasons are thing. If you can justify the reasons to have your bags packed by the door, whether you leave or not, then that's on you. If you justify it, then that's fine. But it's not necessarily good nor bad in this respect. I don't think this is a long-term thing either. Like, it could be, and I don't want to insult anybody, but it could just be a tantrum. This could be a tantrum. You don't necessarily, or you may not necessarily feel the way you think you feel. You're just maybe throwing your toys out of the pram a little bit. Not necessarily for attention, but maybe just a vent. Maybe it's just to prove a point. Maybe it's like some sort of punishment, or not even a punishment, but just kind of like a way, as you see it, justice for something. It's justice for something done. So you're going to take a step back and you're going to be like, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm no longer playing the game. So I'm going to stand at the sidelines, and you stand there figuring out your next move. Which direction is it going to go? Not necessarily in a bad one. not necessarily a bad one. The rat card. In the negative, though, now the rat and the monkey are compatible, so we are looking at a card that is trying to work with you. It's also that doer card, and this is potentially where we're seeing that getting stuff done to distract ourselves. Potentially this is what you are doing. Maybe it is because you've taken a step back and you've realized that without the relationship, without the situation that you were in, without the sort of, and this doesn't necessarily mean that you're breaking up or that there's going to be like some kind of divorce on the table. It just means that at this time, things are maybe a little bit rough. There's a bit of a rough patch, maybe a slow kind of, a slow phase of the relationship. You're keeping yourself occupied, though. Is that necessarily the right thing to do? I mean, that rat is in the negative, but this could suggest that you are doing it because you're in a negative space, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because obviously we've said doing things for you as a monkey and getting things done could actually be something that could help and clear the mind, and offer you solutions. And that rat is a problem solver. That rat is a problem solver, but it's also, again, a prepper. It likes to pre-plan and it likes to prep. And we've seen already that the saddlebags are packed. You've already planned that, and I don't think necessarily in a kind of healthy way, almost like I say, like almost in an impulsive way. It's almost like you're going, right, I'm going to do this and do that, and not necessarily to leave. It's almost like and I don't say it to offend, but it's almost like it's a sulk, and you're kind of like in a sulky place. And that's why I don't think, you need to start thinking about divorcing your other half. It's more a case of maybe there was a little bit of a disagreement. Maybe you're giving them the whole hard shoulder or the cold shoulder. I don't know, hard shoulder, cold shoulder. It can be something petty, but it could also be something that needs to be sort of repaired, like rupture and repair. It could be a chance now to repair something that needs to be fixed, that's been cracking for a long, long time. I mean, at this point, though, it could suggest that it's already broken and all these pieces are everywhere, and that's why we're almost in a bit of an emotional place, almost. There's the black goat. So a lot of this change is going to be focusing on the relationship. A lot of change around a relationship. And that could be something that's pushing you into that, get things done, just distract myself. If I don't, then I'm going to overthink things. And being emotionally involved and being so emotionally invested means that it is going to, again, be very painful. We're looking, unfortunately, we've got some good cards working with you. We've got some good cards working with you. But we've also got these other cards that are they're kind of seeing you in the state you are, and they're deciding to throw everything at you at once. A lot of this is a relationship sort of place. And I don't necessarily mean like marriage either. I mean, if you're not in a relationship and you're single, it could be a case of just being with, your own company, where you're almost beating yourself up in your own solitude over a disagreement that you've had, and you've taken it back into your space. You could have fallen out with somebody, you could have had an argument with somebody, you could have even suffered, rejection or embarrassment, or in some ways be shot down. And because of that, excuse me, because of that, you could now be beating yourself up because you've decided to take that home with you. You've decided to live with that and believe that. And you don't need to do that. You don't need to put someone else's opinion or someone else's thoughts into your own thoughts and convince yourself that they were right. That's just one person that you'll probably never even meet again. That's just one person that doesn't necessarily matter to you. Okay, you might have liked them, you might have taken a shot, you might have tried to engage with them in a romantic way, and they, rejected you. That's gonna, hurt. There's gonna be an emotional kind of setback there. But they don't define you from that one interaction. It will affect you. It will knock your confidence back. It will affect your self-esteem a bit. But you will bounce back. You are a monkey person. You are a monkey person, and I'm not going to sit here and preach to monkey people about their abilities or capabilities of overcoming great obstacles, because monkeys are absolutely brilliant at it. And if I do say so myself, I do think that monkeys are far more capable than a lot of the Chinese Zodiac. The way your minds work, the fact that you are doer orientated, it's definitely something that gives you that edge, and it's a superpower because you're very intelligent. Some would argue that they are the most intelligent of all the Chinese Zodiac personalities. However, I've met a lot of monkeys, and I think it's a fair race for all 12 to show intelligence. But you are very, very intelligent. You are intelligent, and you know that these feelings can't last forever. You know this emotional mess can be cleaned up. You know that this can be fixed. And we'll find out if you do fix it next time when we come back and do another reading for your relationships next time. So moving on to the final bit, something that we can look forward to, he speaks too soon, is the 3 positives for the finances and the money sort of orientation or orientated reading. Same principle as before, however, white isn't always all right. We're going to flip them over. We're going to see what we got. White pig. That's good. That's good. I think we needed this. After all of this, this is good. Money will slowly start to change. Things are going to slowly start to come around. As I say, there's catalyst cards that you're more compatible with, and the pig is one of them. Out of the 3, it's the best one, and it's in the positive. So this is good, and it's going to give you an opportunity to start achieving some of your goals. It's going to give you the opportunity to start doing hobbies that you may have forgotten or haven't done for a long time. You're going to have a new sense of freedom with this slow source of income or cash flow. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to obviously get loads of money, but you might end up somewhere along the line getting a little bit of surplus cash where you didn't before. And then you can put that extra bit of money into stuff that you enjoy, stuff that you like, stuff that you haven't done for a long time, and find yourself again. Again, it comes back to this doing to distract. You want a headspace that allows you to just keep functioning. So as a doer, doing things is exactly that. If you were a thinker, you'd sit down and you'd think it out. If you were a talker, you would communicate it. You would speak about it. You would express it in words. If you were part of the catalyst triangle, then you'd be creative and artistic, and you would paint pictures and you would do stuff like this. But you are a doer. And yes, doers can be creative. You can paint a picture, but you paint a picture because you are doing something. You will do whatever it takes to distract yourself. When it comes to money or bringing in money or earning money or wherever this money is coming from, it's because you are doing something to get it. And by doing something to get it, you are then able to do things that you haven't necessarily been able to do for a while, which is good. This is not necessarily a bad thing either. Slow source of income coming in, or money coming in a more positive way. Very slowly though. I'm not talking like loads. I'm just talking very slow, kind of small, steady amount, which is good, because then you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it. Got a snake coming in there, the white snake, which again, in the positive, isn't that bad. The relationship between a snake and a monkey can be quite intense. They're not greatly compatible. But what we are seeing here is your I don't want to say control of the finances, but it's almost like this is your money. I want to say like this is money that is yours to spend. Like I say, it's enjoyment money. It's go out and have fun money. It's your money. It's monkey money. It's money for the monkey, and you're very keen to hold on to that. You're very keen to kind of enjoy it. You're not just going to give it up and use it on repairs, or at least you shouldn't do. You shouldn't be spending this money on, you know, that repair here or getting that done there. No, this is enjoyment money. This is money for the monkey to have fun and enjoy themselves. As I say, to do things, to kind of get into a place where you feel more like you again. And then everything else, or so you believe, will fall into place. Or it will, or it should, because everything happens for a reason. So you will be going through this. A lot of catalysts going on, a lot of changes, a lot of things to adapt to. More sensitive monkeys might be finding it rather rough right now, but overall, you are going to get through this because you are probably the most adaptable of getting through this. Another catalyst card. Okay, so things will pick up. So this isn't a bad card either. So we've had all three now. We've had all the catalyst cards all at once, all in the spread here. We've got a lot of change generally, and it's going to be slow and painful, and you're going to have to get through it. A lot of that is based around a relationship, but as long as you keep doing what you're doing, which is doing, the answers will come to you eventually, and you will figure it out. You will figure it out. The money situation here, we've got change coming through, which is going to start slow. You're going to push for enjoyment and having fun, or not even, when I say having fun, it depends on your obviously perspective of fun. You might want to go out and enjoy yourself. You might want to, buy some stuff that you've wanted to buy. You're going to be able to do what you want to do with this money, and you should be very suspicious of anybody that's coming around you at this time suggesting that you should go out, suggesting that you should come for food, or if they know that you, just say for example, you've just started a little job and you're getting a bit of money coming in, and now people know that you're getting this money coming in, and now they say, oh, well, do you want to go to the pub next week? And then all of a sudden you're buying people drinks and stuff. No, you need to be very suspicious of people that pop up and just want to do stuff, because it's going to cost you money. The rabbit card there is suggesting that something's going to change very, very quickly. It is in the positive, so we're not seeing a lot of big problems. There's not a lot of big problems with this catalyst. Things are just going to speed up a little bit. I'm just trying to think to myself what the word is, but there is a word. Escalate? No. Accelerate? Oh. Things are going to start to speed up with that rabbit now in play, but it's going to start changing the way you do things or the way you see things. If you start to get this money, you start to go out, you start to do things that enjoy yourself, you could start questioning, what else there is to explore. This could open new doors of opportunity. That rabbit is pretty compatible with you. I mean, at this point, with the way things go, the pig's more compatible, then it would be the rabbit, then it would be the sheep. The fact that you've got all of them here, I mean, change is just coming all over the place. Change is just happening all over the place. But financially, things, again, the more you do, the quicker things will come around. The more you work on this, the faster you'll get a return. That rabbit's coming in quick, you're working with it. This is good. You're using every aspect of your capabilities to create a space that is more appealing for you. And yes, it costs maybe a bit of money, but right now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But we'll find out how the tables turn, or if they do turn at all, next time when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the monkey. My next readings for you guys will be, I'm hoping, nearer the end of June rather than the beginning of July. So this reading would kind of be now for June, and then we'll get to the end of June, and then that will move you into July, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I will be doing the other readings as and when. So my next reading will be for the rooster. So if you have any rooster friends or family or anything like that, and you kind of want to know what they're going through, you could just watch that one to find out more about them while you wait for your next monkey reading. Anyway, thank you for watching. Love and peace.